Alright guys, welcome to another Tabletop Ready Miniatures video. Today I wanted to chat about a event that Tabletop Ready Miniatures is holding. It's called the Team League, Warhammer 40k Team League that we're holding. We were posting it up on Facebook. This is something we're holding for essentially for now. This is the trial run, so it'll be essentially for northern Utah, where Tabletop Ready Miniatures is located. We created a rules packet for it. It starts in February, and it's going to go 6 months as long as there's only the 4 teams. So right now there's only 4 teams, so it'll eventually get longer as more teams come in. With roughly, it'll always be roughly 6 to 10 months. So you'll have a whole season per year. So Warhammer 40k Team League. This is something. So shout out to the Honest Wargamer. He does these like team events that have always really intrigued me and made me interested. I know Warhammer 40k has team tournaments, like Team World Championships, which is also a fantastic team events. What I was looking for was to do team leagues, where it's a league that it's essentially like a sports league, right? You have your football season, you have your soccer season, or you know what I'm saying, whatever it might be, baseball season. And so that's what I wanted, was teams to be playing other teams in the league at least twice. Like I said, it's that's how it'll be. You're playing all these different teams in the league to see who wins the league. We're basing the season off of more of a soccer / football methodology, as opposed to a American football / baseball and basketball type season. Mainly because I'm not sure if it gets big enough. We'll eventually move it over to more of like a football. But with it being as small as it, starting off, it seemed like a soccer season, Premier League type methodology is the best. So anyway, let's get into the rules. Teams. Each team consists of 4 to 5 players, one as a captain. Every team has their own home field, which is essentially a game store. So this is both community building. This is team play, team strategy. We're also, like I said, trying to build a community with these game stores. We're all going to be traveling to these different game stores, which are each team's home field. And then each team will play each other for now, because, like I said, this initial league was for a 4-team or 6-team league. Every team plays every other team twice, one at home and one away. This gives essentially everybody the opportunity to play home. Half their games home, half their games away. So there's not as much craziness in travel. Each team must have one faction from each of the 4 categories, which the categories for 40k are Space Marines, Armies of the Imperium, Armies of Chaos, and Xenos armies. This was my one thing. I had a bunch of different ideas as to how I wanted to do this. One was like doing a draft, where you kind of draft your factions in a fantasy football methodology, where you get to pick and your players, essentially your factions on your team. A lot of difficulty being able to do that, so we ended up with this. And then my goal with this was so it wasn't just meta. I mean, it can still definitely be meta lists, a whole 2 or 3 or 4 meta lists, depending on what the meta's like. Excuse me, but this requires enough splitting, so that way you're going to have in the game, each match there's 2 Space Marine armies, there's 2 2 different types of armies from each of these categories. Then have pairing rules down below. Yeah, and each must bring one faction from each of the categories for every match. So that's kind of like a graphic for them. The season, it's like I said, the season will consist of enough months for each team to play each other team twice until there are more than 6 teams. Each team will play home 1 month and away the next, or vice versa. And then I'll get a schedule out for everyone once we have all our teams signed up. For scoring for the season, it's like I said, we went with a soccer methodology where a win is 3 points, a draw is 1 point, and a loss is 0 points. There's a lot of different ways on how we can change that. Like I said, with possibly there being a tournament at the end for like the top so many teams, or so on and so forth, or we can do, like I said, there's a lot of different things we're going to do, but for the most part, this is kind of what we're looking to do. The way you get a win is, so you're playing your match against the other team. You have 14 members. They have 14 members. You're going to separate and play 4 individual 1v1 games all at the same time, team versus team. It's not everybody on the same table at the same time playing all together. So it's 4 separate, distinct games being played. And so if one team wins 3 or more games of the 4 games, they get a win. If the teams end up splitting and each team wins 2 games, it's a draw. And if you win 1 or less, it's a loss. We will be keeping track of battle points, total team battle points, and that'll do for tiebreakers. And then matches. So matches, they got to submit their lists within a certain time period, and they'll be reviewed. Team captains are then responsible for scheduling the match for each team. Again, it's 1 match per month, so it shouldn't be hard. And then, like I said, that match consists of 4 individual games played at the same time at the same location. Let's see. The home team is responsible to provide tables and terrain. We will have basically a heavy terrain table, 2 medium terrain tables, and 1 light terrain table with the respective pieces 12, 10, and 8. We'll be using the player place terrain rules. I think that's the best way to do things, to make it as fair as possible, since not all terrain is created equal. Excuse me. So list discussion and terrain placement are all done off clock, but every game will be required to have a clock. Players will be required to use clocks, and each player will have 80 minutes. So basically, you're taking 10 minutes off of each player's time in order to accommodate for terrain placement and list discussion. And then all games will be using chapter approved. And then we have, last but not least, I will accept the risk. Can you go away? Last but not least, you have the pairing methodology, where you have the different tables. Team captains roll off. Whoever wins gets to pick which match they want on which table first, and it just alternates from there. Goodness gracious, he's back. I'll accept the risk. So then basically how it works is each captain blindly and simultaneously picks a defender, 1 list to be their defender. Then those are revealed, and then each captain selects 2 of their 3 remaining team members' armies to attack the other team's defender. This is again done blindly and simultaneously, and then revealed. And then each captain picks from the 2 attackers attacking their defender which one they want to fight the defender. And then the attacker not chosen plays the team member that was neither chosen as an attacker or a defender. And then that's how the army pairings are done. And then once those have been done, you select tables. So yeah. So that's how it's going to work. I'm super excited to see how it plays out. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, it's only going to be, I think there's only going to be four teams, so it should only last 6 months, because obviously if you're playing all the other teams, which is 3, twice, that's, 6 games. Yeah, so there'll be a max total that you can get of 18 points, and we'll see who wins. We are 3D printing a bolter, a bolt pistol, excuse me, and that'll go to the winning team. So, yeah, like I said, super excited. We'll see how it turns out. I hope the plan is for this to create a whole lot more content for the channel as well. We'll be doing interviews with captains, going over lists, all sorts of stuff. So this will, like I said, this should also provide additional content for Tabletop Ready Miniatures. So stay tuned. And we are going to try to start streaming more. We want to stream at least 3 times a week. So we stream on Facebook, in case you didn't know. So that's that. Like I said, thanks for watching. I will keep you guys up to date as the league starts and goes on. And yeah, so thanks for watching. Don't forget Tabletop Ready Miniatures. We have a Patreon page. We'll put it in the link. So if you guys could support us, we greatly appreciate it. We're going to be doing other things, hopefully streaming battle reports, because I don't want to do recorded battle reports. Everyone and their mom's doing that. I just want to play and have fun, and I figured if we do a live stream once a week, I think that'll be cool. So stay tuned for that as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.